Hello, everybody. As I was exploring some of the beautiful mountains in San Diego, California, I noticed a mountain, a rock that had the shape of a human head. Believe it or not, yeah, the shape of a human head. So I don't know. It is most likely like a natural phenomena, but it could be man carved or what have you. I don't know. So check it out and see what you think. Is this something that just happens to be by nature, or is it carved by the Native Americans that used to live in these mountains, hundreds of years ago? All right. So as I was exploring this beautiful hillside or mountainside, whatever you want to call it, it's actually more like a mountain than a hill, because it has more rocks in it than mud and dirt like hills do. So anyways, as I was exploring this, I noticed a magnificent rock formation that mimicked human head, or I should say a person's head in his eyes. So I'm gonna show you that. Before I get into that, I would like you to enjoy this whole rocky formation. Look at this mountain. Look at the range of mountains behind it. Look how beautiful this is. I mean, this is unbelievably beautiful. It's like this is not something you see every day. This is especially from this angle. I mean, after the discovery of or invention of drones, camera drones that is, we have a completely new perspective of videography and photography from an angle that wasn't possible before. I mean, look at this. So I'm gonna go slightly higher so you could see better what's hiding in this massive rock and dirt formation, which is basically a mountain or a mini mountain or a hill. Look at that thing. And as you can see, some of these rocks are huge. Now it's hard to tell the perspective of their size, because there's no one in there. Like if there was a human being on any of these rocks, they would probably look like a little ant. That's how big these rocks are. So, and you see those algae formation on the rock. You know what that tells us? That tells us that this place is really cold and humid, and usually cloudy and rainy. So basically it has enough of its share of humidity in order for the algae to survive on a surface of the rock. And look at those clouds in the peaks of the other mountain in the back. And there is a trail, as you can see. That's a footpath or a trail. And that is Freeway 8, Interstate 8. That's closer to us is westbound 8, and the one further away is eastbound 8. And that's the rest area from where I am controlling the drone, basically. That's where I am at. And these are, I don't see any footpaths or trails in this exact spot that I'm filming right now. It's more like completely untouched by men. I don't see any, carving or anything at this point. But wait, a few minutes later, you will see something that will really amaze you. Now, as I was flying here, I wanted to see if I can find any wild animals, bighorn sheeps, or deers, or anything, coyotes, you name it. What kind of wildlife are actually living on these hillsides or mountains? But I wasn't able to spot any wildlife. But the sheer structure of these rocks and the nature around it was interesting enough for me to continue filming. And it's just it's unreal. It's so beautiful. Look at that. Each one of these rocks have stories to tell. Each one of these rocks have been through millions and millions of years of change and atmospheric pressure, geographical location, evolution, you name it, all kinds of changes that they have gone through. And it's amazing to see that the little dirt that was available between the rocks has been flourished with vegetation, and basically they're all, green, rocky and green. This place, the elevation of this place is around from the street level. From the street level, it's around 400 feet. Now this one is a smaller peak, which is closer to the freeway. But even the smaller peak is pretty high. Now look how steep the slope is. This is kind of dangerous. Can you imagine if a rock rolls down? It goes straight into the freeway. This is a really steep fall. And this hill is full of rocks. I mean, there aren't any shortages of rocks here. As you can see, there's all kinds of vegetation. On the left side, as you can see, the vegetation is yellow. That's because it's under direct sunlight. That is west side. As you can see the sunset there. Actually, it's not a sunset. The sun is behind the clouds. And as you can see, very far on the freeway, you could see the sun. Where closer, it's all shadow. It's cloud shadow. But the sun rays are basically peeking out of the cloud. How beautiful is that? I mean, what are the chances of capturing such a magnificent shot? We have clouds, dark black clouds on the top, and we have sun rays underneath, and we have ranges and ranges of mountains and valleys and vegetation and rocks and hills. Beautiful, so beautiful. San Diego is indeed one of the most beautiful cities in the United States. Look at that mountain where I used to be before, like 5-6 minutes ago. Look how high that is. Then I came down from that mountain. See how high that is? And the other mountain, the peak is completely hidden behind the clouds. It was such a cloudy day, such a wet day that, the whole thing is hidden behind the clouds. Okay, now I'm getting close to where that mountain is that looks like a human head. I mean, the rock that looks like a human head. And you guys tell me if you think that is a natural thing or is it made by man. So there it is. As you can see, that's the nose, the eyes, the face, and even the bushes are acting like it's hair. That's an amazing formation. And look at that. Now those very far mountains are Cleveland National Forest. That's where basically Julian is and what have you. And this is Viejas Indian Reservation. The open field that you see there. It's Viejas Indian Reservation. It's so beautiful valley. Look at that valley. And as you can see, the sun is peeking from in between the clouds and illuminating half of the reservation, and where the other half is dark. Look at that. Do you see the rays of sun? It is so beautiful. And by the way, the day I was filming this was so intensely windy that it doesn't appear to be as much windy, but it was really, really windy. And look at the dark cloud. That is so beautiful. Okay, so look at that. It's so beautiful. And the other cloud is just tipping on that mountain in front of us. It's amazing. And this place is so vast. It's such a wide and open area that the camera is not doing good justice on its real magnificence and beauty. And that is the Interstate 8 again. Okay, so now I'm heading back because it started to rain, and the last thing you want is your drone to get wet. So I'm heading back and going back in my car to land the drone. And this is the valley that I showed a few in my previous video, where I discovered a waterfall. The valley in front of you is where the waterfall was. So you can check out that video too. Thank you. It was amazing. The whole thing was amazing. The view, the valley, the rocky hillside, everything was so amazing. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more, like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.